She called me out to the empty emergency staircase and cut to the chase, but I couldn't just accept it at face value. Then, one day, as I arrived at the station near our office for an appointment, Izumi? There she was, swaying unsteadily on the landing of the stairs.
Last month's performance rankings are out. First place goes to Takatsuki, second place to Izumi, and third place to Mino. As a team, Section 2 under manager Kishiwada has the best results. Keep up the good work this month, everyone.
With Director Kashiwabara's words of encouragement, the meeting was dismissed. I'm Shunsuke Takatsuki, 29 years old, working in the sales department of a major system development management company. Thanks to my constant efforts, I've maintained the top sales performance for the past 6 months.
I worked so hard this time!
The one biting her lip in frustration beside me is Akari Izumi, my colleague and rival, competing with me in sales since we joined the company. Ha! Too bad. Looks like I won again.
Ugh, so annoying!
If you want to admit defeat, now's your chance. I mean, I've been number 1 for 6 months straight.
What did you say? Enjoy your time at the top while you can. Next time, I'm taking first place for sure. With that determined declaration, she returned to her seat. Watching her retreat, I narrowed my eyes before heading back to my own desk. Daigo leans in and speaks quietly to Shunsuke. Shunsuke glares at him.
You know, she's gonna seriously hate you one day.
One whispering to me as I sat down was Daigo Mino, another colleague who joined with us.
You're really gonna make Izumi hate you, man.
As I returned to my seat, a voice muttered a warning beside me. It was Daigo Mino, another one of my fellow recruits. Yeah, I act like this, but the truth is, I have feelings for Izumi. Yeah, but it's been like this since we started.
If you suddenly got all nice, she'd probably get creeped out. You better watch it, or she'll get fed up with you.
Who the hell's that tsundere? Is this a love story or what? Don't slack off just because your numbers are good. Stay focused. That's Joichiro Kishiwada, our direct manager, and the youngest in company history to make manager at 32.
You all seem to be having fun. I wonder which of you will take the next step and become the next section manager.
That's Director Kumi Kashiwabara, always smiling, but with a fearsome reputation when angry. Yeah, if I let my guard down, I might lose my position. With that thought, I threw myself into another busy month of chasing sales. One night, when I returned from a late sales visit, I found Izumi still at her desk. Good work. Staying late?
Yeah, I have to be number 1 next time. Weren't you supposed to go home straight from the client?
Yeah, but I'm heading straight there tomorrow, so I wanted to grab an extra contract just in case. Akari doesn't even glance at me. Then, Daigo's words from before suddenly come to mind. Hey, Izumi, I like you.
Oh, really? Wait, what?
A few seconds passed before she processed what I said. Then, with her work halted, she turned to look at me, her face as red as a tomato.
What the hell?
Sorry, it just felt like the right time. I figured I should be honest, and before I knew it, I was saying it out loud.
You can't just say something like that out of nowhere.
She lowered her head, visibly embarrassed. Seeing her reaction, I let out the breath I hadn't even realized I was holding. You don't have to answer me right away, just think about it.
Okay.
Thanks. Get some rest. With that, I left the office, feeling strangely refreshed. Morning.
Good morning.
The next day, after finishing my morning sales visit, I arrived at the office to find Izumi greeting me, her face still flushed. Yeah, I didn't confess on a whim. I had a reason to believe I stood a chance. This is a good sign, right? There was hope. Even with some lingering nerves, I felt sure of it. But, Izumi, I need to ask about this client.
Oh, that one.
A few days later, her attitude suddenly changed. where she had obviously been flustered before. Now she was distant and indifferent. Got it. Thanks. She's not the type to let personal feelings affect work, so it wasn't disrupting anything. But I couldn't hide my confusion. Daigo noticed immediately.
What happened? Weren't things looking good? Feels like you're back to square one.
No idea. Did I do something wrong? I couldn't think of anything. Then, a week later, during lunch,
About my answer, I'm rejecting you.
she called me out to the empty emergency staircase and cut to the chase. But I couldn't just accept it at face value. Is this why you've been acting distant? Did I do something?
Don't flatter yourself. I just don't like you.
Got it.
So that's that. Don't talk to me outside of work.
Then, just like that, she walked away. I lost my appetite and slid down onto the steps, unable to move.
Well, you were always kinda cold. Guess you gotta give up.
After lunch break, I bought a nutrition bar from the vending machine. Daigo casually threw an arm around my shoulder. You were watching?
Haha, don't be mad. I just overheard. Damn though, that was a brutal rejection.
This bastard. He's enjoying this. All right, settle down. Get back to work.
Got it. Time to get going.
With my coworker more entertained than sympathetic, I had no choice but to focus on work. Was she right? Was I just full of myself? But her attitude right after I confessed, it didn't sit right, but I'd been rejected. No point in overthinking now. Would I be able to move on? With no place for these overwhelming feelings to go, I let out a long, heavy sigh.
I sincerely apologize. This was my oversight.
Again, maybe I should just give up completely. For days, I tried to solidify that resolve, but I couldn't. Because ever since she rejected me, Izumi had been making an unusual number of mistakes.
Yes, I'll make sure this never happens again. Izumi, what's going on with you? This isn't like you. I'm sorry. I won't let it happen again. You always say that, but the client doesn't care about your excuses.
Now, director. I'll keep an eye on her. Let's not be too harsh. Watching her slump even further under the director's reprimand, I couldn't shake my concern.
You're not gonna help her, Mr. Top Sales?
Without any awareness of my frustration, he shows up again. I wish he'd use his provocation skills elsewhere. Even if I wanted to, there's nothing I can do. Whenever I try to talk to her, she makes it obvious she doesn't want me to.
Cold, man. I guess I'll go comfort her instead then.
I couldn't support her. I couldn't even offer advice. The frustration ate away at me. Then, one day, as I arrived at the station near our office for an appointment, Izumi? There she was, swaying unsteadily on the landing of the stairs. No, I won't make it in time. Ugh. I rushed forward and managed to catch her just as she lost her balance. Luckily, I took the impact, preventing her from hitting the ground directly. Izumi, are you okay?
Huh? Takatsuki?
Thank God. Are you hurt anywhere?
No, I'm fine. Wait, are you okay?
I think I'm alright, but we both fell. Better go to the hospital just in case. I called for an ambulance, and we were taken in for examination. After a thorough CT and MRI scan, neither of us had any major injuries. I was released after the checkup, but since Izumi had fainted from dizziness, they admitted her for further tests.
Takatsuki, really thank you. If you hadn't caught me, I might have...
I'm just glad you're okay.
What? Takatsuki?
My heart almost stopped. It was like you were under a spotlight, moving in slow motion, slipping off the stairs. They say when your life is in danger, time slows down. That's exactly how it felt. So warm. I can hear her heartbeat. She's alive. Thank God. Thank God.
Takatsuki, Izumi, Takatsuki, are you alright?
Just as she was about to say something, the hospital room door burst open. We quickly pulled apart. An ambulance ride? What happened?
I rushed over from my client meeting. Looks like neither of you are seriously hurt. Thank goodness.
After we arrived, I had informed Director Kashiwabara about the accident. Seems like the three of them had dropped everything to come. I'm fine, just some bruises on my back and elbows.
I apologize for worrying everyone. I have to stay for tests, but I'm okay. That's a relief. We were really worried.
This might be a good chance to take some time off and rest. You must be exhausted.
Don't worry. I'll handle your workload while you're gone. But if I surpass you in rankings, sorry in advance.
Not the time for that. The manager and director both scolded him, and laughter filled the room. For a while, the hospital room was filled with cheerful conversation before the three left to return to work. A week later, Izumi returned to work after recovering.
Sorry for the trouble. I'm feeling great now, so I'll make up for the lost time.
She seemed refreshed, as if a weight had been lifted. Everyone in the department celebrated her return, and her attitude toward me was back to normal. However, not everyone was happy. One particular individual, looking visibly displeased, called Izumi out under the pretense of discussing work, leading her to an empty meeting room. Why didn't I realize sooner? What are you doing? Oh dear, what's wrong? I'm just having an important conversation with Izumi. I'm afraid I must ask you to leave. The one speaking with an insincere smile was Manager Kishiwada. As I appeared, I noticed Izumi's shoulders ease just slightly. Is my presence a problem? Like, say, discussing her mother's hospitalization?
My mother has cancer. My father passed away early, so I'm the only one who can take care of her. Her cancer is too advanced for surgery. She needs specialized treatment. There's only one hospital in Japan offering that radiation therapy. But politicians and celebrities get priority. In this hopeless situation, I happened to find someone with connections. Thanks to them, my mother was admitted, but the condition was that I became his girlfriend. I wanted to answer your confession, Takatsuki, but before I could, he gave me that condition. I just wanted to save my mother.
You must have been terrified. You must have suffered. It's okay now. I'll do something. Who is this man? So, you talked. The moment he realized I knew everything, Kishiwada's demeanor completely changed. So this is your true nature. I never imagined you'd stoop so low as to use someone's life as leverage to pressure a woman. Call it an arrangement. Blackmail is such an ugly word. When you exploit someone's desperation to force compliance, that is blackmail. What you've done to Izumi is clearly coercion, and you do realize the legal consequences, don't you? Wait. You sure you want to say that to me? I could tell my father, the director of the cancer center. If I do, Izumi's mother's treatment could be affected. You still want to go through with this? Even now, you're still trying to threaten us? Yes, his father was the director of the cancer center. That's why Izumi's mother was admitted so easily. While his much older brother became a doctor and took over the hospital, Kishiwada, who couldn't even get into medical school, used his father's influence to land a job at our company, which had a major system contract with the hospital. You're called the youngest section manager in company history, but I bet the higher-ups just didn't want to upset your father. I'm ashamed I didn't see you for what you were sooner. Shut up. It's too late for apologies now. I'll tell my father. Ha! You're repaying my kindness with betrayal. You're gonna regret. Shut up. Repaying kindness with betrayal? Huh. Don't make me laugh. Huh? You held someone's life hostage just to get close to her. It's not kindness, it's blackmail. Izumi was clearly not herself. One mistake after another, then she nearly fell down the stairs. Do you get it? You almost killed her. You were never her lover. And if you make her suffer anymore, I'll make sure you regret it for the rest of your life. Yeah, you bastard. His legs had given out. He sat there trembling before scrambling back away from me, spitting as he screamed. I won't forgive this. Without me, her mother can't get treatment. In the end, you're powerless. You're gonna be the reason the woman you love loses the most important person in her life. And you. How dare you rat me out? You broke our agreement the moment you talked. I'll tell my father right now.
Go ahead. I'd actually appreciate it if you discharged her.
For the first time, Izumi spoke up. Her composed demeanor and words made Kishiwada's face twitch uncontrollably. Huh, quit bluffing.
It's not a bluff. I found another hospital. I refused to be under your control, so I searched for alternatives. I was losing sleep over it, which probably caused all those mistakes. I didn't know who to turn to, so I took a chance and asked the doctors at the cancer center for a second opinion. They agreed immediately, and even wrote a referral. Oh, and your brother helped too.
What?
Unlike you, he's a decent person. You should be grateful to have such a competent brother. My mother still needs advanced treatment. That hasn't changed. But thanks to the second opinion, we found that a single type of radiation therapy would be enough. That made it much easier to find another hospital. All the paperwork is done. Now we just have to transfer her when she's well enough.
Grr.
No more telling me not to talk to Takatsuki. No more ordering me to send him away when he's visited. I'm done.
Izumi took a deep breath.
I love Takatsuki. Not you. Even if I didn't love him, you'd be the last man on earth I'd choose. This fake relationship ends here. I'm reporting everything you did to the company, so prepare yourself.
With a refreshed expression, she turned to me, and I smiled back. I patted her head lightly as if to say, well done, then left the pathetic man behind and returned to the office. Afterward, Izumi and I gathered evidence and reported Kishiwada's actions to the company. Since he got in through nepotism, there was a small chance the higher-ups would try to sweep things under the rug. But once Izumi spoke up, others followed. Victims of Kishiwada's harassment started coming forward.
I refused to go drinking with him, and he took it as an insult. He never gave me any work after that.
I lent him money because of his gambling addiction. He never paid me back, no matter how much I asked.
He kept pressuring me to date him. When I rejected him, he started showing up at my house. Please help me.
Power harassment, sexual harassment, financial trouble, the list went on. Even the higher-ups, who had been hesitant to act out of consideration for his father, could no longer ignore it. No, I swear, I'm being framed. Why won't you believe me? I'll tell my father. You sure you want to do this? Once the executives got serious, his threats meant nothing. Kishiwada was fired for multiple violations of company policy. The news of his dismissal reached his father, the cancer center's director, immediately. You idiot. You couldn't become a doctor, so I found you a prestigious job through my connections. And this is how you betray me? Meanwhile, the company refused to renew its system contract with the cancer center. Only after multiple apologies from the director did they agree to reconsider. Dad, I can explain. Enough. You caused trouble at work. And now I learn you tried to blackmail a woman into dating you? I'm putting you under strict supervision for life. His father, at least, was a respectable doctor. My son's actions were inexcusable. I sincerely apologize. On the day of Izumi's mother's transfer, the director and his eldest son personally came to apologize. They promised to keep the younger son away forever and offered their full support if the new hospital posed any issues. With that, Izumi regained her bright personality. She made no more mistakes and was back in top form.
This month, I'm finally taking first place from you.
Ha, we'll see. I won't make it easy for you.
Man, aren't you guys dating now? You two don't seem any different.
Yes, after all that, we officially became a couple. But rivalry is rivalry. Sorry, Daigo. For a second, I actually thought you were the mastermind behind all this.
What? That's messed up. You didn't have to say that out loud.
He kept provoking me just to push me into action. Maybe that's his way of being honest. Still working late?
Yeah, I just wanted to finish up these reports.
That evening, when I returned to the office after visiting a client, Izumi was still there working. I placed something on her desk. Then here, a little something for you.
Huh?
I heard you were working late again. You wanted to try this place, right? I didn't come back for work. I came back because she told me she'd be staying late. Good work today. I'll wait, so let's go home together.
Yeah, thanks.
We're still rivals at work, but in our private lives, we support each other. Her smile was dazzling. If I can keep seeing that smile, I'll keep doing my best.
Hello, Brittany here. Oh, what a heartwarming story. I love these kinds. Anyways, I hope you loved it too, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!